Dear student, how are you? Fine. Take care of your parents. Today we are in our lecture number 10, Electrochemistry, chapter 3. In the last lecture we discussed about some in-depth questions. Here once again question number 3.7. Yes. Here question number 3.7. Why does the conductivity of a solution decrease with dilution? Yes. Conductivity and molar conductivity both are different, and we now know about it. When we decrease the concentration of the solution, we are adding some water, so solution became mild, so conductivity decreases. Okay, but molar conductivity increases. Both are different. The conductance is due to number of ions in unit volume. Here 2 electrodes we are taking, anode and cathode. Distance between them is 1 meter. Surface area is 1 meter square. So in a unit volume means A into L. Surface area 1 and 1 liter, 1 meter cube in 1 unit. Number of ions is suppose 1 mole. So conductivity is high. Atla area ma maximum number of ions are present. So conductivity is high. We are diluting our solution. So our liter became 2. Before dilution it was 1 liter. Now it became 2 liter. So number of ions between this portion decreases. So conductivity decreases. Obviously the conduction answer. The conductance due to ions present in unit volumes the conductance due to ions present in unit volume is the conductivity. In unit volumes, unit volume, how much number of ions are present? It is conductivity. During dilution, there is a net decrease in number of ions present in unit volume. This part of solution. Therefore, conductivity also decreases. Understood? This is our answer of in-text question 3.7. Before dilution unit volume number of ions maximum હતા. dilute કરેલ ions છે અહીંયા spread થઈ જાય all over the solution. એટલે moving particles anode to cathode decreases. So obviously conductivity decreases. Now next question 3.8. Suggest a way to determine the a way. In text question 3.8. Suggest a way to determine the infinite limiting molar conductivity value of water. Now listen and note down in your mind, water is not a strong electrolyte. Water is actually weak electrolyte. Water possesses two ions, H plus and OH minus, but ionization ratio is very less amount of H plus and OH minus ion occurs. For dilute compound, we have to use Colros law. Yes, sir. According to Colros law, we have to first take H plus ion having strong electrolyte. So which is HCl. OH minus having strong electrolyte, which is NaOH. Here which one is excess sodium and chlorine? We have to subtract. So yes, we get infinite molar conductivity of H2O by addition of strong electrolyte of HCl and a infinite dilute molar conductivity of NaOH, and we are subtracting NaCl from that. So here you can see capital lambda for compound, but small lambda for ions, lambda degree m H plus, lambda degree m Cl minus, plus lambda degree m Na plus, lambda degree m OH minus, minus lambda degree m Na plus minus lambda degree m Cl minus, Cl cut, Na plus cut. So we get lambda degree m H plus and lambda degree m OH minus. It gives infinite molar conductivity of the water. Understood? By using Colros we can define some. Understood, student? Now in text question 3.9. In text question 3.9. Question number 3.9. The molar conductivity, yes, question is like this. The molar conductivity of 0.025 mole per liter solution of methanoic acid Methanoic acid means HCOOH is 46.1 Siemens into centimeter square into mole inverse. calculate the degree of dissociation and dissociation constant. Dissociation constant means Ka. Dissociation degree is alpha. Here given value at infinite molar conductivity of H plus is 349 from our table. Everybody knows 349.6 Siemens into centimeter square into mole inverse, and format infinite molar conductivity for format ion is 54.6 Siemens into centimeter square into mole inverse. Now for formic acid we know this is limiting molar conductivity, highest, infinite is addition of infinite molar conductivity of H plus and infinite molar conductivity of format ion. So we get 349 plus 6 plus 54.6. .4 Siemens into centimeter square into mole inverse. Now alpha dissociation degree. We know formula for that. Lambda m upon lambda degree. Lambda means at a given concentration molar conductivity is 46.1. Now here is 404.2. So our answer is for that 46.1 divided by 404.2 gives 0.114. 0.114. Now, formic acid is one of the weak acid, means a weak electrolyte. Very less ionization occurs of it. 1, 0, 0. So, suppose 1 minus alpha, so alpha alpha. C into 1 minus alpha, C alpha, C alpha. So, Ka will be C alpha upon C 1 minus alpha. C cut, so C into alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. Put down value here. Concentration is given 0.025. Square of alpha 0.114 square. 1 minus 0.114. So it will be 3.67 into 10 raised to minus 4 is our answer. This is dissociation constant. This one dissociation degree. On your screen everything is watchable. Okay. Now we are going to next point of our chapter. Here point is changed. Electrolytic cells and electrolysis. Yes, we are going to electrolytic cell and electrolysis, which is inverse of electrochemical cell. Electrolytic cell and electrolysis. Yes, sir. Actually, in electrochemical cell, we discussed electrochemical cell gives electrical energy from chemical energy. Here, inverse of it. Our electrical energy gives chemical energy. Here, electrical energy converts into chemical energy. Understood? Yes, electrical energy converts into chemical energy. How? Yes, I am giving you example for that. We are taking molten NaCl, not aqueous. Dissolved in water, only heating of NaCl. So here is liquid. We are passing electric current from outside, and which should be DC, direct current. Chloride ion moves toward anode, sodium moves toward cathode. So here NaCl liquid convert into chlorine gas and sodium solid. Here actually what happens, Na plus ion experiences reduction on cathode and gives the sodium, and on anode Cl minus oxidize and gives 2Cl minus gives Cl2, 1 chloride, so 1 of Cl2 we get chlorine on anode and sodium on cathode. So our chemical electrical energy here converted into chemical energy. Electrochemical cell માં શું થતું હતું, chemical energy માંથી electrical energy મળે. અહીંયા electric current pass કરીએ એટલે electrical energy માંથી we derive some chemical energy. Yes, sir. So here we are going to discuss about electrolytic cell. First of all, in an electrolytic cell, external source of voltage is used. In an electrolytic cell, external source of voltage is used to bring about a chemical reaction. Yes, we discussed. Here electrical, when we external voltage આપીએ તો એ chemical reaction કરશે. The electrochemical process are the electrochemical process are of great processes are great important in industries and laboratory. In industries and laboratory. Clear? One of the simplest electrolytic cell consists of two copper strips dipping in aqueous solution. Yes, sir. I am giving you example. When we take a solution of copper sulfate, which is aqueous, એટલે copper sulfate is made into water. So here should be aqueous. Two strips, two rods of the copper is dipped into solution, and we are applying direct current TC, means positive remains positive, negative remains negative. In our household current is AC. This one is a direct DC current when we apply. So what happens here? Actually, copper experiences oxidation of the anode and gives a Cu+2 ion, and it moves into the solution. Now, this Cu+2 ion gains 2 electrons and convert into Cu solid. Corrosed copper metal converts into Cu+2 ion. This Cu+2 ion moves toward cathode. So we get pure copper at the cathode. We get pure copper at cathode. This is the use. So why we are doing here copper? અહીં તો copper હતું તો અહીં કેમ? But this is impure. Impure strip, impure rod should be anode, and pure rod of copper as a cathode taken. Impurity will be settled down in the bottom of the vessel, and we get pure copper metal. So this electrolytic process is useful for the purification of the metals. Thus copper is dissolved, oxidized. Copper of the anode will be oxidized, means corrosed strip of anode, and Cu+2 ion reduces on cathode. So we get pure copper at anode. So this use of electrolytic cell is getting purification. High purity copper we can derive. Now sodium also we can derive. Zinc also. Impure, જેનું purification કરવું છે, we have to take as a anode, and pure rod should be as a cathode. So impurity will be settled down. It not experiences reduction. Only pure metallic atoms convert here. Metals are converting into iron due to oxidation. અહીં જે copper હતું એ Cu+2 માં convert થયું, and this Cu+2 reduces on cathode. So અહીંથી ને copper નીકળ્યો, અહીંયા deposit થયું, અને impurity હતી એ reduce ના થાય, એ bottom માં બેસી જાય. So this method is useful for the purification, high purification of the copper metal. Sometimes we are taking zinc, so also we can purify zinc. Impure rod of zinc we have to take as anode, pure zinc as a cathode. So Zn gives Zn+2 ion, and here in the solution ion Zn+2 convert into Zn solid, and we get pure zinc at the cathode. Yes, sir. Many metals like are produced in large scale. Many metals like sodium, magnesium, aluminum produced by using this method large scale in electrochemical reduction of their respective cation were not suitable. Many metals like sodium, magnesium produced by this method. Listen. not aqueous. Molten NaCl when we take, then we are applying direct current to it. So Na plus moving toward cathode. So where Na plus experiences reduction and we get sodium metal. Suppose magnesium chloride is given, molten. We are giving current DC. So Mg plus 2 ion gains 2 electron, gives magnesium on cathode. Suppose cryolite with alumina at high temperature. In alumina, in standard 10, you have learned about cryolite. In aluminium, when we add cryolite, so melting point will be degrees. So here Al plus 3 liquid and O minus 2 liquid is present in solution. So when we apply current, so Al plus 3 ion moves toward cathode, plus 3 gains 3 electron, gives aluminium, and we get pure aluminium. This is all Héroult process. Whenever actually reduction of sodium, if solution is copper sulfate is given, so we are adding zinc. So here copper will be reduces. Cu plus 2 માંથી Cl reduction થાય. So here reducing agent is the zinc. For the reduction of Cu plus 2 ion, reducing agent is available. But for reduction of sodium, magnesium and aluminium, proper reducing agent is not present. Why? આનું reduction કરે એવા કોઈ reducing agent નથી. So compulsory we are using bypassing electric current, so which accurately reduces and we get pure metal on the cathode. Now come to the most scientific question. Michael Faraday was the first scientist who described the quantitative aspects. Our next question, which is most scientific, Michael Faraday, Faraday's law of electrolysis. Michael Faraday was the first scientist who described the quantitative aspect of electrolysis. Now, Faraday's law also flow from what has been discussed earlier. So, one of the most scientific is Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Faraday's laws of electrolysis. After Michael Faraday has done many practicals of different kind of electrolytes taking. Many practical done by Michael Faraday and examined and conclude it, which is called the laws of Michael Faraday. Here we are going. After his extensive investigations on electrolysis, of solutions and molten metals of electrolytes and metals of electrolytes. He had taken many different kind of electrolytic solution and practical done. In the year of Faraday published his result. Faraday published his result in 1833 to 1834 in the form of the following. In the form of the following well-known laws, Faraday's two laws given of electrolysis. Now everybody knows what is electrolysis. When we pass current in the solution, so electrical energy convert into chemical energy, that is the electrolysis. So one by one, first law of the first law of Michael Faraday. Yes, he states that amount of chemical reaction, the amount of chemical reactions, amount of chemical reaction which occur amount of chemical reaction which occurs at any electrode during the electrolysis by a current is proportional to the past current. Quantity of electricity understood of the electrolyte solution or melt or solution. Solution means when we electrolyte dissolves into water, so solution, otherwise molten. NaCl water માં નાખો તો aqueous solution. NaCl heat કરીને melt કરો તો yes. Actually, listen the experiment. When we take a molten NaCl, not aqueous, water is not present here, NaCl, we are passing DC current direct. So chloride moves, negative ion moves toward anode, positive moves toward cathode. So Na plus ion reduces at cathode and gives sodium solid. So 1 mole sodium means 23 gram. Needed charge 1 mole electron. If we are passing 2 mole electron, so we get 2 mole sodium, so double. So derived quantity of our product on anode, otherwise on cathode, is depending upon passed electric current in electrolytic cell. Understood? How much electric current is passed throughout the cell which is directly proportional to the current. So M is equal to Q. Q means a charge we are passing, Coulomb. So M is equal to Z into Q, where Z is the electrochemical equivalent. Z is the electrochemical equivalent. Yes. How much current we are passing, on the basis we get our product on anode or otherwise in cathode. Understood? Z is a constant. Z is depending on nature of the metals. Metal change થઈ જાય, metal Z will be change. I am giving you example. Na plus electron gives sodium. Understood? For getting 1 mole sodium, atomic mass 23 gram. 1 mole electron, so charge of 1 mole electron is 96500 coulomb. So for 23 gram Q will be 96500. So here Z will be 23 upon 96500. So value of it, I think 0.000. 23 divided by 96500, 0.0002383. 0.0002383, and unit of it, gram per coulomb. Understood? If we are passing 2 mole of electrons, so we get 2 mole sodium, so it will be doubled, 46. Current is doubled, 2 mole. So 46 divided by 2 into 96500, otherwise 2 into 23. So Z remain constant for same element. If element is changed, then value will be changed. If we are taking magnesium, Mg2 plus 2 electron gives magnesium. So here what happens? 1 mole magnesium means 24 gram per mole. Here 2 mole electron. So 2 into 96500 coulomb. So our Z will be 24 upon 2 into 96500. So our getted value will be 24 divided by 96500, 0.0002487. You can see it is changed. Z value change થઈ જશે, પણ કોઈ same metal માટે same રહેશે. Understood? Now we are in second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Second law of Faraday. The amount of different substances liberated by the same quantity. The amount of amounts of different substances liberated by the same quantity by the same quantity of electricity passing through the electrolytic solution are proportional to their chemical equivalent weights. Understood? Actually, what is equivalent? Yes, equivalent weight equal to atomic mass of substance element of the metal, element means metal, upon number of electron required for reduction. Number of electron required for reduction. Now listen, Cu2 plus 2 electron gives us Cu. Understood? I am giving you first a simple example. Na plus electron gives sodium. So here 1 mole, atomic mass of 1 mole sodium 23. For getting 1 mole sodium, needed electron are 1. So 23 is equivalent mass. Understood? Now actually what is our second law? When we take 3 different type of electrolytes, in one vessel is a molten NaCl, in the second is a molten magnesium chloride, and third one is a molten aluminium chloride. We are joining in series, not in parallel. This is series. Anode, cathode, anode, cathode is combined. So Na plus ion moves on cathode here, Mg plus 2 and Al plus 3. So Na plus liquid gives electron, gives Na solid. Here in second case, Mg plus 2 electron gives magnesium. In third case, Al3 plus 3 electron gives the aluminium. So actually what happens here? We have to pass same current. 1 mole electron, divide by 3. So 1 by 2, 1 by 3. All reaction multiply, divide by 2. Here, divide by 3. So weighted mass 23 by 1, 23. Here 24 by 2, 12. 27 atomic mass by 3, so 9. So these are equivalent mass of the metals. When we take 2 or more than 2 electrolytes solution and we are joining in parallel, no, in series, and we are passing same current, so our gated value on different cathode is equal to its equivalent mass. એટલે જે એનોડ અને કેથોડ ઉપર જે સબસ્ટેન્સીસ મળે એના ઇલેક્ટ્રો માસ જેટલું હોય છે. હવે whenever laws of Faraday published, there were no any DC current was available. In the time of Faraday, no any DC current was available. In the electrolytic cell, DC current is compulsory. The general practice was to put a coulometer. General practice was done by using a coulometer. Coulometer. Yes, coulometer. Coulo. Was used for getting DC current and deposited mass on electrodes heated with the help of silver and copper. This was the old method. Now, coulometer and now obsolete, we are using modern method. This was the old method. But now, this time we are using the Q is equal to I into T. I in ampere. How much ampere is passed in particular second? So it gives the coulomb. Yes, sir. So Q is in coulombs. I is a current in ampere. T is in a second. The amount of electricity required for oxidation reduction depends on the stoichiometry of the electrode reaction. The amount of electricity required for oxidation and reduction depends on the stoichiometry. I am giving the example. Suppose Ag plus gains 1 electron, so gives 1 Ag. Here, meaning 1 mole Ag plus ion reduces after gaining 1 mole electron. This is stoichiometry. Plus 1 છે એટલે 1 electron. Suppose plus 2 હોય, so it gets 2 electron for reduction. This is stoichiometry, nothing else. 1 mole Ag plus ના reduction માટે 1 mole Ag plus ion reduces after gaining 1 mole electron, and 1 mole Mg plus 2 ion reduces after gaining 2 mole electron. Understood? Now, charge of 1 electron. Yes, sir. Charge of 1 electron is 1.602 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So for 1 mole, 1.602 10 raised to minus 19 into 6.023 10 raised to 23. So 9.6487 10 raised to 4. So 96487 coulomb, and which is called 1 Faraday. Charge of 1 mole electron is called 1 Faraday. And now, important note, storing your mind. When we pass 1 Faraday in the electrolytic cell, important note. important note. When we pass 1 Farad current in the electrolytic cell, so gated value will be equal to its equivalent mass. I am giving the example. Ag plus ion gains 1 mole electron, gives Ag. Here 1 mole electron means 1 Farad. Listen carefully. Means 96500. Round off. Actually 96487. So is equal to 1 equivalent. Why? Atomic mass of silver is 108 upon 1. So 108 is equivalent mass. Like this for magnesium, Mg2 plus gains 2 electron, gives the magnesium. Here 1 mole silver, magnesium, but passed current is 2 Farad. So at 1 Farad how much? So we are dividing equation by 2. So we get 1 half Mg. So mass, atomic mass of magnesium 24. Here 24 gram. Here 24 by 2, 12 gram per equivalent. 1 Farad when we pass, so our gated value at any electrode of particular substance is equal to of equivalent mass. Now for aluminium, Al3 plus 3 electron gives aluminium. 1 mole aluminium, for getting 1 mole 3 Farad needed, we are passing 1 Farad. So how much? 3 Farad means 3 mole. Listen carefully. 1 by 3. So gated value is 1 by 3 of aluminium. So 27 by 3. So 9 gram per equivalent. Yes, this is the equivalent mass of aluminium. 1 Farad when we pass, so gated value of metal will be of its equivalents. In commercial production of metal, last point, in commercial production of metals, current is high is 50,000 ampere. Yes, sir. Are used in the industries. How much ampere is used? 50,000 ampere is used. It is about 0.158 Farad. 518 Farad, sorry. Now listen, Q is equal to I into T. I is 50,000 ampere. Suppose we are passing that current for 1 second. So ampere into second gives coulomb, 50,000 coulomb. But now we know 96487 coulomb is equal to 1 Farad. So 50,000 coulomb, how much? 50,000 into 1 upon 96487. So it's equal to 0.518 Farad per second. Understood? I hope you enjoyed your lecture. If you liked, then like and subscribe my channel. Okay, we will meet in our next lecture. Bye.